Hey Washington Fish Questers, Blake here. Well, the weather's heating up, and I'm going to go for a swim in South Puget Sound here. Got a 2mm wetsuit on though, because I don't want to die. The water's not that hot yet. Like a lot of folks, I have a rational and an irrational fear of water. I think it's very good to have a rational fear of water because it can kill you. You can drown, get hit by a boat, all sorts of stuff. It can be unpredictable, The irrational fear part, though, is, sometimes I wade in and I start hearing that Jaws music, and I really have nothing to fear in Puget Sound in that regard. Because although Puget Sound is lousy with sharks, most of them are just spiny dogfish. They don't attack humans unless maybe you're taking the hook out of their mouth and they swing and they get you with their spike on their tail there. We do have some bigger sharks. We do have 7 gills, come down to South Sound specifically. We also got 6 gills. However, they have not been documented to ever attack a human in these waters, so all good here in Puget Sound. However, there has been a couple of attacks documented on the Washington coast. Ooh, it's still pretty cold. Oh, that's cold, that's cold. I don't think I'd be doing this without the wetsuit, that's for sure. Oh, my lordy lord. Woo! Well, this is going to be kind of a short video, I think, because this water is still very cold. No way I'm doing this without my 2mm, and my hands are just freezing. But at any rate, if you do an internet search, just a casual internet search, you might think that both of those shark attacks occurred within Grace Harbor, because I believe the 2 web pages I initially found were written by kind of cruddy AI bots. They didn't really have the human brain to decipher the real information. So that's not true. One of the attacks was in April, I'm so cold, of 1989, and it was a great white, and it was off Pacific Beach in Grace Harbor County. So the actual town Pacific Beach. Group of surfers out there. A great white basically bit a gentleman in the arm from the thumb down the arm. So I think just a forearm bite. And again, that was in April, so it wasn't like it was middle of an El Nino summer or anything like that either. So he got back to shore with his friends. They treated him, and he never went to the hospital. So that's 89. Then the next one didn't occur until 2017, and this happened out at Westport, where people commonly surf by the West Haven State Park jetty. So there was a group of surfers. I think it was 6 surfers in a row, about 15 yards apart, and basically a great white porpoise, about a 9-foot great white, and either the action of the shark coming out of the water or actually hitting the surfer knocked him into the water, and he was completely undamaged. However, it did break his surfboard tether, excuse me. So those were the 2. Again, that was at Westport, so one in Westport, one Pacific Beach, 1989, 2017. Another thing you might see that's confusing on the internet is Washington, WA, can also stand for West Australia. And in 2017, unfortunately, a shark did fatally attack a little girl. So that was, you see that WA, that's West Australia, not Washington State. So at any rate, you can probably tell by this video that cold's more likely to get you than the sharks, but they are out there. So in a previous video, I put up a clip of the picture in Nelson's Crab down in Tokeland, and they got this huge great white shark in the 1950s hanging, and just look at the size of that beast. So they caught that out there, I think in a gill net maybe. And then my buddies who are in the Westport Aquarium, Mark and Catherine Mercell, they've investigated a few seal bites, dead seals on the coast, and this is just within recent years. So where I believe Fish and Wildlife, or maybe NOAA, or maybe both, or one or the other, they did verify that those probably had to be great white shark bites. So there are great white sharks off the Washington coast. Been here since at least the 50s. Still here, and it sounds like they're often here in the spring, kind of to my surprise. You think they'd be here like in August, September, and I ain't saying they aren't, but there's at least with one of those seal bites and that first attack in Pacific Beach, those were like April attacks. So yeah, they do come and go up the Washington coast. However, it's nothing like California, and even Oregon's had a handful of attacks. But overall, no need for me to hear the Jaws music. And hey, while I've been rambling on in this video, I've warmed up. So there you go. Well, hey, I hope you have a great swim season. Always swim with a buddy and not on a full stomach, all that good stuff. Watch out for boats. Those are the real sharks out here. And I'll see you next time on Washington Fish Quest.